Is Indiana Fever leadership, the president, talking about trying to build the Fever brand?
Like, this is embarrassing.
That shit should have never came out of her mouth in public.
They want to use Caitlin Clark fan base to uplift their franchise as a whole.
They don't mess up this Caitlin Clark situation, they will become the most valuable team in this country.
The Indiana Fever immediately expressed sorrow for their treatment of Caitlin Clark. Fans now don't believe it for a moment. They believed they could minimize Caitlin's prominence and put her in the background. She is, however, the wave. The Fever are in full-blown panic mode now that reality has set in, frantically trying to clean up the disaster they made.
It is Indiana Fever leadership, the president, talking about trying to build the Fever brand.
Some of the worst decisions in modern sports history are being made by the Indiana Fever. And it's blowing up in their face right now. What began as a covert power struggle behind the scenes has descended into complete chaos. From the coaching staff to the front office, this team believed it could play chess with Caitlin Clark's career. However, the response is vicious and the parts are now falling apart.
The only organization that doesn't want to build around Caitlin Clark is the organization she's currently at. You have one opportunity. And her first initial is C and her second initial is C. You could replace Caitlin Clark with the second biggest star in the WNBA, which is Angel Reese.
It all began when Kelly Koskoff, the president of the Fever, made the now famous comparison between Apple and the Indiana Fever. She stated that her goal is to create a powerful company like Apple Incorporated with a lasting legacy. And that one sentence gave supporters all the information they required.
No, you don't. You don't have any opportunity. You have one opportunity. And her first initial is C and her second initial is C.
Enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity.
Basketball is not the main emphasis of the front office. They have no intention of winning. Their goal is to commercialize. Rather of earning the moment, they are attempting to seize it. Furthermore, it's not simply tone deaf when your best player is the reason why people even know your team exists. That is a suicidal idea.
Value is as high as it is ever, and it's nothing to do with what you've done, Kelly. You literally you took over and the team got worse. They got
On the court, however, it is precisely what is taking place. Clark's leadership has been taken away from her. She is no longer the conduit for the offense. Even though it was working, the pick and roll with Aaliyah Boston was dismissed as if it had never been planned. What did the Fever do when Clark attempted to gather her teammates in a huddle? Instead of a coach or an experienced voice, they sent in a sports psychologist to soothe her as if she were the issue.
You cannot push aside your greatest assets, sideline them. You cannot, you can't take the spotlight off of them.
Take a moment to process that. When she demonstrates leadership as required by the franchise, it is shut down. This goes beyond poor planning. This seems intimate. The goal of the Fever is more than just winning. They desire recognition. Without allowing her to shine, they aim to achieve the Caitlin Clark effect. It's all backfiring now.
Replace Caitlin Clark with the second biggest star in the WNBA, which is Angel Reese, and your viewership would tank by 70%.
For the numbers speak for themselves. Records are broken in games when Clark is playing. Ratings plummet when she doesn't. It was all in one audacious forecast. Angel Ree in her place? Your viewership drops by 70%. Take a look at Paige Buchers. 60% is still lost. There isn't a backup plan. The plan is Caitlin.
The fandom is in pure crash out mode. Somebody expose something out.
According to experts, if America really accepted Caitlin, the Fever would be on their side. However, this franchise is attempting to impose her into a predetermined team concept that revolves around brand development and sharing the limelight. Dimming your brightest star is not how you establish a dynasty. You can follow her lead or watch as everything falls apart.
Team could blow a massive opportunity. I said yesterday, I think Indiana is the best place for because it's a Midwest city.
However, the current situation is crazy. There is no longer any chemistry with Aaliyah Boston. The offense is disorganized. The guidance provided by Stephanie White. As the season progressed, even the commentators claimed that she had deteriorated. She pounded it out while holding a star tandem. One of the lost causes was fever. The backlash is this. And this is only the beginning of the consequences.
Fans has pretty much went on a tear, down on a tear with dismantling the team front office, man. They're putting everything on the blame of the front.
The Fever believed they could outwit the audience by capturing the Caitlin Clark phenomena and using it as a clever little marketing ploy. But it's becoming brutally obvious as the days pass. Something that electrifying cannot be tamed. Caitlin Clark is more than simply a participant. She is a powerful cultural figure. Additionally, the Indiana Fever are letting it slide away from them in their foolish attempt to gain control.
The Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston deadly connection, pick and roll, two-man game connection that has worked this whole season, gone.
The overwhelming weight of Clark's presence was something they had not anticipated. She is selling a movement, not just tickets, and the Fever miscalculated that power. The franchise is currently in full panic mode, attempting to find out how to save the situation without acknowledging they've made one of the worst blunders in series history, rather than enjoying the glory of her success. They have alienated the very fans who were prepared to support Clark by downplaying her significance.
Clark should always be the instigator of offense on this team. The distributor and instigator of offense, whether it is her scoring or her distributing the ball out in the way that we know she can.
This is more than just a coaching error. For the Fever, this is an existential crisis. Caitlin Clark has been a checkmate in their chess game. Furthermore, the Fever's name and its upcoming explosion will just be a footnote in the WNBA's history unless they drastically change course. It becomes more likely that the Indiana Fever as we know it will eventually come to an end.
Every single good thing that has happened to your organization is because of number 22 from...
Let's discuss what actually transpired on that court, though, because there was more to this than a hiccup or a misunderstanding. No, Caitlin Clark's treatment by the Indiana Fever was the type of thing that causes supporters turn against the team and toss their shirts into the fire. They didn't simply treat her badly. They made an effort to restrain her, keep her quiet, and remove her fingerprints from the crime.
I think we need to do a better job of getting me the ball in transition, whether somebody's there or not. I think there's a fine balance of playing me off the ball and also getting the ball in my hands. That's when I'm the best in transition. Everybody knows that. I'm very open about that.
Point, you have to consider the possibility that the Indiana Fever are in on the plot to destroy Caitlin Clark.
They began by using the oldest ploy in the playbook. Remove the ball from her grasp. Literally. Known for coordinating whole offenses like a symphony and leading the country in assists at Iowa, Caitlin was unexpectedly removed as the attacking catalyst. She began to watch plays unfold without her presence in the corner of the ball due to the heat. They placed the same Caitlin Clark, whose entire business is based on making things happen, on watch duty. What are we doing?
Can't put cuffs on them as players. You certainly can't do that. You're going to create animosity, resentment towards the franchise because, I mean, if they'd have tried this with Jordan back in the day, holy hell.
Then came the time for the huddle. The moment that revealed to everyone the true feelings of this franchise for its hero. Caitlin made an effort to motivate her group. Nothing extraordinary, just leadership. The sort that all coaches cling to. She became upset. She became animated. What was the reaction of the Fever? A sports psychologist was dispatched. No, really. After seeing Caitlin's passion, the team concluded that she required a performance coach to help her control her energy. Instead of Caitlin's squad, they want this to be theirs. They are reducing her role as a result. They're giving credit to everyone but her because of this. The fans then burst out.
Telling you right now, they is damn near boycotting to stop watching the Indiana Fever basketball team. But not just quit watching, they're talking about stop buying merch. They're talking about really hitting them where...
We are discussing a full-scale uprising. People do better than merely tweeting. They are precisely attacking the front office, refusing to purchase merchandise, and boycotting games. The internet is being used by the supporters. Huddles are being filmed. Screenshots are being posted. They are pointing out every error as if it were a court case. The fans are no longer irate. It's a coordinated uprising.
This is very much sticking out, bro. The fans has definitely been keeping receipts on everything that has transpired between the front office and Caitlin Clark.
Fans are posting videos and timelines with before and after statistics all over social media. In one moment, Clark is in charge and the squad is booming. The following time, the offense fails because she is off the ball and lost in the shuffle. The conclusion is obvious, as are the mounds of receipts. You don't undermine your foundation in order to establish a franchise.
I'm sorry if you're under the belief that you think all these players were so great before they got here. That may be fine, but nobody cared, nobody watched.
Because Caitlin Clark has a large following. It is widespread, devoted, and passionate. From Iowa, they followed her. Road games were sold out. They transformed pointless WNBA games into must-see primetime spectacles. The Fever didn't just misinterpret the space. They attempted to evict the home's builder. However, I can assure you that they will get a harsh awakening very soon. The reaction has begun. The Fever are guilty of attempting to silence their own star, of treating the supporters as though they were ignorant, and of disregarding the most crucial rule in sports. Silencing excellence doesn't lead to success. By letting it take the lead, you win. And if they continue in this manner, the supporters will ensure that the Indiana Fever are remembered for discarding their golden iPhone and attempting to replace it with a brick, rather than for creating an apple. Let's now discuss the figures since, despite sentiments, vibes, and merchandise sales, ratings are what really matter in this situation. And the information hit the Indiana Fever square in the face whenever they attempted to lessen Caitlin Clark's influence.
One thing I can tell you is they're going to have a rude awakening very, very soon.
This is the harsh reality. The WNBA viewership increase is Caitlin Clark. For a period. Completely blank. No conversation. We're talking record-breaking ratings when she performs. Crickets while she sits. You take her out of the picture. Additionally, it seems as though someone abruptly stopped supporting national interest. Do you believe that the front office is to blame for this success? Please. Before Clark arrived, no one cared. They're correct too. All of the pre-Clark statistics are available for you to find. Attendance for regular season games was just under 6 figures. Clark games is now bringing in millions of dollars. If they're lucky, non-Clark games can return to the low hundreds of thousands.